Com. So there's an op-ed in the Tacoma News Tribune. And I will say, in fairness to them, because I don't think they have many staff members anymore, they take content from other news services or like the parent company. And the article, it's an opinion written by a dude named Scott McIntosh. And it turns out he's not a local. He is the opinion editor over at the Idaho Statesman. So I think they just are probably the same parent company, so they just reprinted this garbage. But the title caught both of our attention. Fascism, authoritarianism, Nazi Germany expert assesses Trump's actions. Oh, gosh. Now, in fairness to the expert on Nazi Germany and the Holocaust, his name is Christopher Browning. Thankfully, he's not just coming out and saying, oh, yeah, he's Hitler. He's basically Hitler. He said, quote, I still say Trump is not Hitler and Trumpism is not National Socialism. Now, I'll finish the rest of the quote, but he says it as if it's some sort of feat to say, I'm not going to say that he's Hitler. That's not a feat. That's just like a normal take. That's just a realistic and reasonable position to take. He continues, what are the right terms for him? Certainly he is an autocrat. Oh, God. So now are we changing the definition of autocrat too? Did we put this on the list of words that they've changed the definition to?
I think they changed that one a while ago. But...
Is it on our list? I don't know if we put it on the list just in case. Certainly he is an autocrat, somebody who wants to rule outside the Constitution, outside the law, outside the previous norms. That last point, wanting to rule outside the previous norms, is such a silly and somewhat ignorant statement to make. You often have folks on either side of the aisle when talking about issues facing the country, their community, whatever it is. People will often say we have to be innovative. We have to think outside of the box. And that's generally seen as a positive. And so this idea that he wants to operate outside the previous norms, all that means is he's being innovative. He's doing things a little bit differently. Now, that could mean that you're breaking the law, right? That could mean that. But also it could mean I'm an outsider. I'm not a politician who's lived in D.C. my entire adult life, and I think of things in slightly different ways, and I have solutions that maybe can only come from someone who's not in the swamp. That's a positive. That's not a negative. It can be a negative, but it's not by default a negative. I want someone who isn't going to do the things that we're quote unquote supposed to do when doing them has not worked. When it hasn't done anything but stifle our economy or just innovation in general. He continues, he certainly is a kleptocrat, someone who absolutely, openly, and shamelessly is enriching himself through colossal corruption in a way no previous president has ever imagined, much less tried. Apparently, he's not familiar with the Biden family. He missed that. Or the Clintons. He's not familiar with that. Or the Kennedys. What is he talking about?
If there's one president that didn't need to enrich himself
it's this one.
via political office, it's Trump.
It's just so silly. And he's not personally enriching himself here. Not at least the way that they're talking about. He doesn't even take a salary. Well, that's because he's stealing elsewhere. Oh, shut up.
If anything, he's probably lost money given how much he's been like legally persecuted.
He 100% has lost wealth as a result of all of this. He 100%. He could have continued to be Mr. Celebrity, Mr. Celebrity Apprentice, the guy that would go on late night and get offered cameos in movies and go to, soirees and parties put on by important, influential business people, right? He could have continued to do that. Remember, he was loved by the left until he ran for president. They loved him. They wanted to do everything with him. He was someone who truly was a celebrity. More so, I think he was known as a celebrity to a lot of people than he was a business person, even though the celebrity